Rockstar is a mentality. Rockstar is what you do. Just because you play rock doesn't make you a rock star. Rockstar is an embodiment. Rockstar, the term rockstar is literally in how you look, how you act, what you do, how you perceive yourself. Being a rock star has nothing to do with the music you play.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of 2020. I am Siobhán Cronin, here as always with Benny Goodman and Cory Peza. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers to everyone here. 2020-d.com. Go check out all of our prior episodes. But this week, back for part 2 with my dear friend Cody Ash, incredible drummer extraordinaire, with Jellyroll, with Sylar, has an amazing YouTube channel. We really got in deep on this episode.
Grab a drink. Crack it open and join in the fun, because it's a good one.
He has literally the most beautiful mullet that has ever existed in time, which is fantastic. That's a serious accolade considering the 80s happened.
Absolutely. No, it was a fun episode because we got in deep with Cody, and it was just really cool to hear, especially the stories of getting in with Jellyroll and a lot of his experiences just touring. So without further ado, part 2 with Cody Ash.
First off, this guy has a fucking, you could see him from a mile away, just his silhouette of, beautiful locks from just behind the head, beautiful mullet in the sky, with his trucker hat, with a fucking fish hook through it, crazy glasses that scream Hulk Hogan 1987, WrestleMania. The dude fucking plays drums like nobody's fucking business, larger than life, in more than one fucking way. Cody Ash, how are you, my friend?
Oh, dream living, baby. Dream living. Should I change my shirt for this? Do they need to know that we're in?
No, it's fine. We've shamelessly admitted that we do these in the same night, so it's totally fine.
I missed the big one.
What's the big one? Go ahead.
I was saying he plays with a rapper who I looked up, who's surprisingly large for me not being aware, but who I live in a basement. But Jellyroll, who's killing it for a long time, apparently, and this dude's killing it with him. I had to go onto the internet and see for myself, but it's a thing, and it really exists out there.
It is a thing. He's crushing right now, man. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy for him.
It's amazing. I've been blown away by you and your playing, aside from that. But, when I first saw you guys at the festival at Blue Ridge that we played together, I was like, wow, there is an insane energy on stage right now. I don't remember the last time that I felt that level of engagement. I was just so drawn in to everything that was going on.
I don't think you understand. I have to I don't know if I even told you this that day. We ended up passing that Jameson around, and it was awesome. But do you know how stoked I was when I saw you and your husband or fiance?
He's my husband now, yeah. He was husband at the time too. Yep, bro.
When I saw you and your husband standing side stage. Now, no disrespect to him, but I was like, I was playing and I was like, oh shit, she's here. Oh, she's here.
I would have never guessed. I was just like, yeah.
No, but I was like,
Siobhán's the reason that show is so awesome.
Well, like I said, I was just I was like, oh my gosh, this woman is a professional musician. I have to be perfect. I have to be perfect. She's so
great.
Gosh,
I feel bad now.
No,
you killed it. You would have killed it with or without. It was amazing. It was I was so glad that I was able to see it, and I can't even put into words how I left that, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've just had a religious experience.
Yeah,
that's really how intense it felt.
Yeah, after once I saw that all of you guys were there, I was like, of course, I already knew Adam before that prior. But once I saw all of you guys showed up to the set, I was like, that's it. We're hanging out. That's it. I've already decided we're hanging out. And so we got done with the set. I immediately ran off and grabbed the Jameson and I ran to your trailer and I was like, who wants a fucking drink?
Oh my God. It was a great time.
And then, some of the Haley and some other people, some of the Pop Evil guys, they all came over and we just all started drinking. It was awesome. What a time. I love that day.
What a time.
So,
no, it,
so
it
for
was
people
great.
that, I'm very curious. So for people that don't know, like me and Cory, tell us about Jellyroll, because I was today years old when I even knew about this guy, and he's fucking phenomenal. But like for the other people in our demographic that have no idea that that's not something you eat, what? Who is this guy?
Do you want to know about his music or him as a person? Because
what should we know? Tell this stupid stoner everything that I need to be programmed with, so I can spout it out to other people on Facebook angrily.
I'm gonna start off with him as a person, because have you ever seen a movie? You ever seen Mr. Deeds?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Dude,
Yeah.
Jellyroll is literally the living embodiment of Mr. Deeds. Like, except after, Adam Sandler inherits all the money. Like, dude, Jellyroll is the hands down sweetest man on earth, but will also literally fuck you up if need to be. But he just does so much for everyone, and he's so kind, and his wife is so kind. Like dude, I can't say enough good things about that guy. I mean, dude, we'll literally be on the road and we'll stop at like a Flying J, and he'll put his card on file and he'll ring up like $1,000-$2,000 for like every customer in there. He'll just pay for everyone's stuff. Like, he's that kind of dude.
It's amazing.
He's the kind of dude that's like, you want gas? Just put it on my card. And he'll just sit by the cash register and let everybody check out all up under his card, get their food, get everything. And he's like, has it hit this amount yet? Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's, we'll probably cut it off here. And he'll just like pay for everyone's stuff, and like just always taking people out, and just always, he just takes care of everyone.
What gas stations does he frequent?
It's not even him. It's not really even him. It's just like, what if we stopped at like a truck stop, like a Flying J or something, something like that. But
yeah.
Yeah, we need that gas paid for right now.
Right. I could feel that sort of energy from him on stage, though. He's got that intensity of like somebody that's got like it seems to me like a really good soul, you know what I mean? And I think it translates in his performances too.
That man has an incredible soul. He genuinely just loves life and just cares and wants everybody to have fun and be happy. Like there was one time I probably didn't mess up bad enough to where the crowd noticed, but like I felt that I didn't play well, so I came off stage really bummed out, and he like walked in the room and he was like, "What's going on, Bubba? You okay?" And I was like, man, I don't know. I just didn't play how I wanted to. I feel like I embarrassed you. And he was like, it got real serious. And I was like, oh God. And he goes, "Did you have fun?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, dude, I always have fun with it." And he was like, "And that's all that fucking matters. Keep your head up." And I was like, all right. He just like,
it's a good boss.
Just that kind of dude. Yeah, he's just great. I can't say enough nice things about that guy. And then as far as his music, his music embodies that of like struggle and overcoming obstacles and overcoming, life. He talks a lot about addiction. He talks a lot about being in jail and a lot of just like deep stuff that really, really attached to a lot of people. Because from his past and the things that he's gone through, and I don't want to speak on, I'll let him speak on
Sure.
that stuff. And hopefully one day, I don't want to give out a lot of details, but he did do some time, and he came out of it, and he's very, very, very positive person. Like, he had some rough stuff, go on, and he went through some rough stuff, and yeah, he's incredible. He has an amazing family, great wife, beautiful daughter, just, just great. He's great. Everything about them is great. They're awesome. I love them. I love them so much.
How did you guys connect?
So, well, I'll touch on that in a second.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Also with his music, he's like, so he comes from rap. He like started with a lot of rap, and started with like rapping for a long time, and then he kind of started putting a little bit of rock in there, and then he's like touching on country now. So now he's like doing this rock country, and he has currently
he's like Nelly. He's like fucking Nelly, dude.
No, nowhere near Nelly. He's like,
but Nelly did rap. Nelly did rock. Nelly did country.
Nelly never did. Okay, hold on. What rock did Nelly do? What rock did Nelly do?
Grills is a pretty rocking song. That's like Domination by Pantera.
If we're gonna give any comparison, we'll do kidding. Like. The only comparison that I would say is Jellyroll is his own person, but if there was anything that was close to touching on it, is he would be a modern day Kid Rock.
Sure.
If that makes sense.
I can see that.
As far as the fact that Kid Rock came from hip hop and kind of started, and then he, incorporated Metallica riffs and heavy riffs in his songs. And then he started kind of doing like the country stuff with Sheryl Crow. Jellyroll embodies that. He doesn't embody, like, he doesn't look up to Bob or Kid Rock to like for that stuff, but he like the formula is like, he comes from rap, and that's the only like similarity of what it is.
He's
but,
got a persona for sure. Yeah, like that. He really embodies that sort of American. I feel like he's sort of the authentic American artist that he's got. Yeah. He's got all these different styles. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, as somebody that hadn't heard of him and hadn't listened to the music, coming to see you guys play, I was like, it really stood out as very unique in a rock festival, because I'm kind of used to a lot of similar looks and styles, and a lot of the same artists that have come and go through the different festivals that happen across the US and Europe. And I was like, what is Jellyroll? And then I saw you guys and I'm like, wow, this blows my mind.
Yeah, you watch us fucking degenerates walk off the bus like some fucking white trash, and like we just got out of a...
No, but that's metal, dude. In a world of periphery... No, seriously, dude. In a world of like peripheries and all, like, I'm not a huge fan of all this new metal crazy Animals as leadership. I can't handle it. I think that you guys... Like, just what you're talking about, that's way fucking more metal, dude. Like, going on stage and being like, I'm gonna troll all these fuckers by putting like a fishing thing in my head, and owning it, and like just like I that's already more. And the way that he said, you know what? Did you have a good time? Like, did you have fun? That's fucking metal, dude. It doesn't matter if you even play good. Just go out there and fucking do what you do, man. Oh. And like, I gotta tell you, like, that's fucking metal. And with all these shitty bands on all these festivals that are just sound the same, I want to see you walk out behind the fucking Megadeth style drum kit and just play like you do, man.
One day. I will say this on that. I'm glad you brought that up, because I kind of had this epiphany. It took me a long time to actually realize this, but rappers started saying this lately, because rappers are the new rock stars. Mm-hmm. And someone said that, and I was like, no, that's not how that works. I was like, people that play rock are rock stars. And someone told me, they said, or no, I watched an interview, and you know what? I want to say it was MGK. I could be wrong. But, he's had a lot of people talking shit about him recently. And he said, Rockstar is a mentality. Rockstar is what you do. Just because you play rock doesn't make you a rock star. Rockstar is an embodiment. Rockstar, the term rockstar is literally in how you look, how you act, what you do, how you perceive yourself. Being a rock star has nothing to do with the music you play. You can be a rock star in country. Morgan Wallen's a fucking rock star. Machine Gun Kelly's a rock star. Lil Wayne's a rock star. Trippie Redd's a rock star. You know who? Bring Me the Horizon. Those are rock stars. Nickelback. Those are rock stars. You know what I'm saying? It's not in Motley Crue, rock stars. Poison, rock stars. It has nothing to do with what music you play, and everything to do with what you bring to the table, the attitude. Rockstar is an attitude. And I really like that. I really like that. Just, to touch on what you were just talking on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and, Jellyroll and you and the whole band really encapsulates that. I mean, you guys have like such a big energy when you come on stage. And
right.
I guess to go back to what Cory was asking, I'm curious to hear how you landed in that, and what was the process like of crossing paths with Jellyroll, getting into that band? Like what happened there?
Oh, it actually had nothing to do with Jellyroll. It was really funny.
Okay.
This actually comes from my years of networking, and so be ready for the story. So back in like 2015, I had some buddies that were in a band called XXI, and they went and recorded with this producer named Andrew Bayless, and probably wrote hands down sickest record I've ever heard in a long time. It was way before their time. They brought back like mainstream rock, new metal before anybody else was touching on it. And, which is sad that it just got slept on and nobody ever realized it. It's a freaking phenomenal record. But Andrew Bayless is an incredible writer, incredible producer. He's fucking amazing. And so he was in Maryland, then he moved to Cleveland, and then I met him with my local band, O Kingdom, and when we were up in Cleveland on tour, and me and him kind of became buddies because he was friends with all my other friends in Cleveland. And then I found out he did the XXI record, and I was like, oh, this is sick. We need to come do a record with you. So I just really started keeping in contact with him, and then I joined Sylar, and just so happens that Sylar was writing songs with Andrew, and I was like, wow. So then me and Andrew just ended up becoming like friends, like pretty good friends. And I started managing a band, and so I started sending them to him to write with and produce and record. So he's done all of their stuff. And so they one day he was like talking to me. He was like, man, I think we were both just drunk and just rambling. He was like, man, I need to do something to make money. I need to get out of rock. I just keep working with these small bands and I'm not getting like the crazy paychecks. And I was like, move to Nashville. I was like, go to country. He's like, man, I don't know shit about country. Like, I was like, dude, just do it. And so if I'm not mistaken, he ended up getting there's a guy down here in Nashville. He's in a band called Savage After Midnight. And his name's Shy. He's an awesome dude, incredible. But Andrew ended up getting to record Savage After Midnight, and they flew Andrew down here to record the record, or drove him down here to record the record or something. And Shy was friends with Jelly. So just rewind just a hair. Back in 2018, I was on tour with Wage War. And we were in Europe, and me and Cody Quistad, we were like, it's like one of my boys, one of my best friends of all time. And me and him really correlate with like country music. And we were just talking about it. And like, man, I was telling him, I was like, dude, I think I want to be in country. Like, I think I want to do this. And so I lived in Kentucky at the time, and I was like, man, Nashville's only 2 hours away. I need to start like doing this. So when we got home from that tour, I started just like making small trips to Nashville to like start networking and doing all this stuff. So then Bayless ends up getting the Savage After Midnight record and coming down to Nashville. Well, Shy was friends with Jellyroll. So one night they all have just a late night. They're all going out and drinking. Apparently Jelly wants to go write music and record songs. So they all go back to Jellyroll's studio on Music Row, and Bayless is a producer. So he's like, yo, I'll write, I'll produce, whatever. Jelly fell in love with him. He was like, dude, I'll move you down to Nashville. Come work for me. Come work out of my studio. I'll make you a deal. We'll do this, blah, blah, blah. So they go and do that. And Bayless moves to Nashville, and I was like, oh shit. Well, within a month of him being in Nashville, people found out he was a rock producer. So all these country artists started wanting to work with him. And So he was getting country artists in the studio that I was like a fan of, like big fans of. And so he's like telling me all these people he's meeting, doing all this stuff. And so I'm like, man, I really need to get down there. So this is during the pandemic or during 2020. So I start coming to Nashville like twice a month. I'm like just making weekend trips. And I'm like, yo, I need to go network. I'm doing this stuff. I'm going to bars. I'm going to the studio, showing up to writing sessions, doing all this stuff and just meeting people. And during this time, I ended up meeting like one of Jelly's managers, like the keyboard player that's wrote on a bunch of his stuff. And just like a few people that are like affiliated with him. And then also I was at his studio all the time. So sometimes he'd just pop in and I didn't even know him really. He'd just pop in and I'd get up and I'd shake his hand. And, Ben got tired of my talking.
I don't even know what happened to him.
It's a short attention span. I wouldn't take it personally.
Yeah. So, sorry. I know I'm so bad.
No,
it's great. It's super interesting. I mean, there's a lot of detail in this. It's
I have headphones on.
So,
go let my dog, and I could hear him whining. I'm so sorry. I have a dog now that dictates my entire life. Even if I'm on
we're in the
show.
middle of a good story, so we'll talk about you later, Ben.
So so I'm just going down to Nashville all the time, meeting people, like meeting country artists. Like, dude, I need to get in the country world. Like, I want to do this so bad. And and so they and one time I'm down there with Sylar because we're down there like writing some demos, and I'm sitting outside in my truck and Jelly pulls up, and this is when I had like my full blown like blonde mullet. I mean, I still have it, but it was like,
changed?
It was coming in. It was coming in.
Define full blown.
And he has this like, no, it was just like a little bit shorter than this at the time. Like at the time, it was still coming in. And Jelly pulls up in his big ass Dodge Ram, freaking looking like a Gladiator truck on like 6-inch lift, and he stops and he goes,
Yes.
"Damn, boy, that's the nicest mullet I ever seen." And I turned around and it was Jelly. I was like, I mean, I'm at his studio, like, and I turned around and it was him. I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Hey man, how are you?" And he was like, "I'm doing good, Bubba. Just come here for a meeting." And I was like, "All right." And so he pulls in, he goes into his meeting, and we go back to writing and shit. So I go, I go home, and then like Bayless calls me. He's like, "Hey man, we're gonna get you to drum for Jelly." I was like, "He already has a drummer. Don't get my hopes up like that. I'm not even gonna pay attention to it. I'm not even gonna sweat it." And about 3 months go by. He starts having rehearsals. I guess something just went south with his old drummer. I'm not going to go into full detail. It wasn't like a fight. It wasn't like a fight or anything, but like, something just happened with their old drummer.
His mullet wasn't good enough.
Yeah. And then I was sitting at my vape shop job selling e-cigs and e-liquid accessories. And I got a call from Jelly's manager. Well, no, actually, sorry. Preface. The night before, I was out getting shit-faced at the bar that I bartended at. And I was sitting at the bar with my buddy who drums for Knock Loose. Me and him are just sitting there kicking back shots. And it's like 2 a.m. and I get a call from one of the guys in Sylar, and he's like, "Hey, how well do you know the Jelly songs?" And I was like, "I don't know, dude. It's rap. I could probably just fucking play it." And I was like, I know some of them. And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then I get a call from Bayless, and he's like, "Hey, how well do you know the Jelly songs?" And I was like, "What is going on, dude?" And I was like, "Miguel just called me." And then his keyboard player texts me. He's like, "Yo, do you know the Jelly songs?" And I was like, "Yo,
oh my,
what is happening?" And I was like, "Whatever. This has happened like twice now. I'm not even I don't fucking care." And so the next day, I'm hungover at the vape shop selling to people that are just way too disrespectful. And I
can only imagine. Oh my God.
Yeah, people get real serious about vape stuff if you don't have their liquid in. It's really crazy. And I get a call from one of his managers, and he's like, "Hey," it's like 11 in the morning. He's like, hey. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, how fast can you make it down to Nashville? And I was like, well,
Wow.
I was like, and this is a Thursday. So Wednesday night at 2 a.m. was when I was getting texts. And then Thursday at 11 a.m., get a call. And I was like, well, I'm at work. It'll take me an hour to find someone to cover and go pack my drums. And it'll take me 2.5 hours to get to Nashville. I could be there by 7. And he was like, all right, cool. Yeah, get here ASAP. And I was like, all right. And he hung up. And I was like, all right. So I called my boy and I'm like, hey, come cover my shift. I don't know what's going on, but I need to go to Nashville. And so he's like, all right, I'm coming. And so he comes and covers me. I go home. I pack my shit. And I drive straight to Nashville. This motherfucker, and he's on the drive. He sends me 18 songs, or not Jelly, but they send me 18 songs and they say, learn all these. We might play some of them. And I was like, what? These are all the songs we might play. And I was like, what does that mean? So I just throw them on a playlist and I start listening to them on the 2.5 hour drives. And I'm like, shit, all right, fine. We're cool. Like, we're good. We're fine. Everything's going to be fine. And I like jet down there thinking I'm like jetting down there to rehearsals. I get 30 minutes outside of Nashville and I call up my boy and I'm like, hey, send me the rehearsal spot address. Like I'm like 30 minutes out. And he goes, there's a change of plans. I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, we're not rehearsing tonight. And I was like, what do you mean we're not rehearsing tonight? I just got sent 18 fucking songs that I've never played. And he was like, yeah, Jelly doesn't want to rehearse. He wants to go to a steakhouse. And I was like, what? And so he sends me the address to fucking Jeff Ruby's. And
that's fucking great. That's a rock star. That guy's a rock star.
That
is
the embodiment of rock star.
That's fucking metal.
So I show up and I pull in, I get out, valet walks up. He was like, oh, I'll take your keys. And I was like, okay, what is happening? And so it takes my keys and I meet up with my boy and Jelly's there and his security guards and our TM and our photographer. And then like in-ear monitor guy, Jack from Sleeping with Sirens, who also plays guitar for Jelly. And then his other guitar player, Casey. And we're all, there's like 12 or 15 of us. And I look at Jack because he's playing guitar, and I was like, dude, are we not rehearsing tonight? And he was like, I don't fucking know, dude. He's like, I guess, I don't know. He's like, we rehearsed yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm like I'm like tripping. I'm like, I don't know these guys. Like, I'm just meeting everybody. I know our in-ear monitor, Mark, because he used to do front of house for Sylar and TM us, but like, I need to practice. Like, I don't know what y'all are doing. Like, why are we getting steaks right now? I got 18 songs to learn. And me just being, a perfectionist, I was like, man, I really need to practice. So I'm sitting there like tapping like at the table. I'm like, fuck, dude, like I don't want to lose this job. Like I need to get this. And Jelly notices it because I'm like sitting next to him and he goes, are you okay, Bubba? And I was like, yeah, man, I just got sent 18 songs, really need to rehearse. And he was like, you really need to calm down. Enjoy your steak. And I was like, if he don't care, I don't care. Let's go, baby. Like, let's have a good time. So he was like, I'm going to get you shots. I'm going to get you a beer. We'll just kick back and he's like, just relax. You're going to be fine. You rehearse tomorrow. Just rehearse tomorrow. And I was like, all right, cool. So we went and rehearsed the next day. And we went and rehearsed the next day. And we had 10 hours of rehearsal. And then we left that night at 10 p.m. And then the next day we played a show for 7,000 people.
Oh my God.
Played a show for 7,000 people on a set list that was on a whim. We didn't get the set list till like 30 minutes before the set. So those 18 songs that we might play were the 18 songs that we rehearsed. And then we didn't get the songs that we were playing until 30 minutes before we went out for 7,000 people. And this is the first time playing with him.
Oh my God. Well, let me ask you really quick, because this is something that has come up in so many episodes that we've done, the principle of just being ready in life for anything like that to happen. When you're in that situation, what are you resorting to like make that shit happen? Because obviously I know what it's like to have something sent to me and it's like, oh my God, I obviously can't learn exactly all of this stuff in this given period of time. So what do you do? I mean, like, I guess tell us how it ended up going. I assume it was great.
It went great. It went great. It was awesome. Oh my God, it was so awesome. I definitely did not nail everything because there was, when it comes to something like that, hip hop music is a little bit easier to translate if you can find the chorus. The hardest part of it was figuring out the pauses and starts. Mm-hmm. That's where things got a little bit iffy, because I would like I think Jack, so Casey, the other guitar player, he's been with Jelly for like 8 years, so he like knows all the stuff. Jack's been writing with Jelly for 4 years, so he knew a few of the songs, but mainly he just put the key of every song and just played leads and solos over everything.
That's
for the first,
good for that guy.
That's the benefit of being a guitarist.
Right.
Like the first 2 shows. And so I talked to Casey. I was like, bro, I need you to look at me when I need to stop. Like count me, like come back to me and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll stop. Like just, I don't know. I can't tell where and when the stops and starts are. I was like, but I can just play a simple kick pattern and I can ride into the chorus and I can work around the song. I can do some trap hats and make it happen and sound good. I was like, but I don't know where the starts and stops are. So like, just help your boy out. And
wait, like, but do you know where they are? Do you know where they are now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. No, you can't internalize. You can't internalize stuff like that in such a short time period. You can have all the training in the world, and it's still a matter of, do you know the song, the form?
I'm very curious. No. So this is like definitely like learning, like trial by fire, where it's like, hey man, like I'm gonna fuck you if you suck by putting you in front of a ton of people, and you're just literally gonna like, it's gonna be your worst nightmare. Literally. Do you feel like that has forced you to internalize things faster? And do you think it's made you a better player, or do you prefer just like being able to sit with songs like a normal human being, and that's just how people should do it?
It really just depends, to be honest. Like, a lot of the stuff that I've had to do has been given like a week or 2 notice. And when it comes to like rock and metal, like anything that has any sort of intricate patterns, those are always going to be a little bit more difficult. Just because if a band has a very distinguished breakdown, you can't play something different. Like you can't play a different kick pattern than what's written for that breakdown. Like you have to play that kick pattern. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. But
with rap and country, the formula is, it's very verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, end. Or it's like chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, solo, verse, chorus, end. There's a formula to it.
It's like instinctual at a certain point.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to map out and to read, because that's how a lot of mainstream like hits are. Like it's a A-B thing. ABC, AB, or however.
Well, that must be really liberating in the sense that as long as you understand like the type of pattern that you're following, you could kind of do whatever the fuck you want. Do you feel like that's way more like cooler than, let's say, joining a metal band where you have to learn very specific patterns, and that you can add a lot, let's say, to Jellyroll's like sound, because like he's saying just play drums. Like he's probably not saying like play drums like 2112.
No. I don't know. I love personally, I love all of it. It's definitely like, if a country or rap artist like hit me up on like a 2-day notice like that, like I definitely think that I could go do it again for sure. But like, for instance, the Scary Kids, their writing style from 05 and 07 is a lot different than like a lot of the metalcore writing styles now. So like they had a lot of songs that would switch back and forth in the middle of the songs from like 6/8 to 4/4 to so on and so forth. But their rhythms would be like the way that they would transition in different parts, or like some of the drum fills would go over the 1 and come in on like the 3 or land on the 2, but then like the count and like some of the count ends would like be on the end of the 2 before like the 1 of the song actually started. And so things like that I need time with. I need like at least a week to learn those.
Well,
like
you're not
that.
fucking psychic, man. Like holy shit. It's like trying to learn Master of Puppets. It's like, is he speeding up or is he just playing in an ultra complex time signature? I don't know. Maybe it's just because
No, are there any situations, and it's not really big with like necessarily rock and metal stuff, but I know in country in the Nashville world, do you ever chart anything and have that kind of cheat sheet off to the side?
I tell you what, I tried to chart the Jelly stuff while I was at work waiting for my boy to come cover. I was trying to chart it, but I was like, I had never charted before. So I was just writing out way too much. And I'll be honest. I got to song 7 and I said, fuck this. And I crumbled it and I threw it away. I was like, I'm not gonna look at this. I was like, I'm gonna find the chorus. I'm gonna remember the chorus. I'm gonna remember the hook, and I'm gonna know where I'm at. We're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Don't freak out.
That's the spirit.
But honestly, I should learn to chart better. That is something that I need to have in my arsenal. And I think it would be very ignorant of me to not think that I need that, because I definitely need that. I need to be able to do that, because I do believe that I will run into circumstances where I will need to chart something, and I will probably have to set it up to listen or to look at. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I think, the more tools you have, the better off you are, of course. I mean, everyone has different ways of learning. But I know even for me, like even with Star Set stuff, every once in a while we won't play a song in forever. And I do, just because that's how I grew up. I like making sheet music. Obviously, I don't use it live. But when I'm first learning the song, I like to go through, chart it, and then I kind of play by feel after that. But sometimes if we haven't played something in forever, I like to be able to go back and look and be like, okay, that's what's going on there, rather than having to go through the whole process again.
Oh, yeah.
But that's an incredible story, though. I'm totally floored by all of that.
So for 60 minutes, I've been wondering, because you said on the first episode that like the last music you got into was heavy metal, 80s metal, 80s hair metal. And I want to know, so like talk me through some of your I want to know, like talk me, and Cory's a fucking full-blown aficionado. Talk me through some 80s metal. Let's go straight up 80s metal. I want to know what you know.
Well, my favorite. Listen, I said 80s hair metal.
Yes.
Okay, let's go 80s. That's fine.
Let's not get
fine.
that
We're right
That's a
there
completely
with you.
fine qualifier.
Totally cool.
I listen to 80s hair metal, and that's the gist of it. My favorite bands of all time is Motley Crue and Poison. All time, no ifs, ands, or buts, my favorites. But I love I love the bands like Pretty Boy Floyd, Warrant, Tiger Tails, Danger, Boy Meets Girl,
Faster Pussycat,
LA Guns,
Kicks,
Kicks, Foreigner,
Bullet Boys, bro.
Bullet Boys, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking who did I say? Danger, LA Guns, Dangerous Toys, Brittany Fox. Cinderella, Vixen, dude. Vixen is so slept on. Steel Heart is one of the most slept on bands in the entire world. They have better
rock. That's Rockstar. That's the band from Rockstar. Yeah.
Wait, how about Winger, dude?
Wahlberg.
Winger.
Stand Up and Shout, all those sick songs from Rockstar that Marky Mark was singing. That was Steelheart.
Oh, dude, they God, I love Steelheart. Mr. Big, Damn Yankees. Dude, Damn Yankees is one of the best bands ever.
Well, Supergroup. They were a supergroup.
Yeah. Autograph. Fucking Striper. Striper was sick.
Wait,
Jimmy Bell.
Hold the phone. Our friend Jimmy Bell, after when he was doing our Lost Symphony record, I have to say he actually told me this, that one of the videos that he posted from Murder of Crows, which is one of the most insane solos in the history of goddamn time, actually got the attention of Autograph, and he went and auditioned for Autograph, and now he's the guitarist for Autograph, and he's killing it. I mean, he's breathed new life into that band, because if you've seen Jimmy Bell, he's a left-handed guitarist, and he plays he's as good as anybody literally you've ever thought of in your mind. This guy's that good, and he's an Autograph now, and he played with us in Lost Symphony, so it's just amazing that we could turn up the radio for Jimmy Bell.
Can we talk about how creepy the song 17 by Winger is, and it was just completely socially acceptable at the time?
Oh yeah. She's only 17. Just those lines.
At least
He says, Daddy said she's too young, but she's old enough for what the
It was a different time. It was a different time.
Different era.
And now
Things have
they
changed.
can replace it with 70, and it's age appropriate for them, so it works out great.
Dude, I'm I'm 17 singing this song, and I'm like, yeah, she's only dead. Dude, knowing these dudes were 25 singing this, and I was like,
Uncle Tom's Cabin. They had Uncle Tom's Cabin, and then how about 1 in a Million by Guns N' Roses? They didn't even re-release that on Lies. That song is fucking dirty.
I won't back that one.
No, I won't back that one. Every other one, but that one's a little bit fucked up.
No, I won't back Guns N' Roses at all.
Fair enough.
I couldn't do it, man. I just never. I think, actually, you know what? I think they have good songs. I think they are great musicians, and I love what they did for hair metal, but it was a little too overplayed for me. I couldn't get everywhere I went. It was Sweet Child of Mine, and I was like, stop. Please stop it. Please stop.
You're like, close your eyes forever.
What? They do. I mean, I'd be an idiot to deny that they have great songs. They have great songs, but
they're the Nickelback of the 80s, bro.
Just about. I don't know. Would you put them as the Nickelback of the 80s, or would you put actually, you know,
they're pretty ubiquitous.
I think
or would you put
they're comparable?
They're unbelievable players. Everybody. Okay, so singer Chad Kroeger is an incredible singer. Axl Rose, one of the greatest of all time. Guitarist Slash, fucking undeniable heavyweight of fucking rock and roll.
Yes,
he really is, including Izzy Stradlin, who was in the original Appetite for Destruction lineup. Also heavyweight of rock and roll. And then Duff McKagan on bass, heavyweight of rock and roll. And Steven Adler did so much heroin, he could barely get through Civil War when he got to Use Your Illusion 1. But it didn't matter, because he was in fucking Guns N' Roses, dude.
It doesn't matter.
Who was the most metal band ever. So, and then you have Nickelback, who writes literally songs for Spider-Man, which is totally lame, but they make so much money that they get My Box to go into their Canadian estates, and Chad Kroeger's probably donating money to build water wells in African countries and shit, because he's super nice. He's wicked nice. He's raising money for AIDS awareness. I'm sure he is. I'm positive.
My God, get to the point.
The point is that Guns N' Roses and Nickelback are totally the same amount of complete ridiculousness and hated, loved in so many ways. The record amounts show it.
There we go.
Overplayed.
That
was my rant.
That argument was really good, because it almost made me kind of brings full circle to what I was saying about Nickelback earlier. It's, maybe I might need to change my outlook. You might have just made me need to change my outlook on Guns N' Roses, to be honest.
Well, so much is affected by at what point in our lives we are when we experience music and what's going on. So I mean, it's even with me. There are some things that I just did not have a taste for several years ago, and all of a sudden I like it. So sometimes you just have to revisit it.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to ask.
Sometimes we grow. I for sure believe that we grow.
Let him finish, Ben.
Oh no!
Hold on.
You're good. No, I love that we all talk here. It's so fucking beautiful. It's a great thing.
Well,
Shut your fucking mouth.
Oh my god!
I'm kidding.
He like cannot resist.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. That comes back, dude. I'm so sorry. I was just kidding. That was not real.
No, don't be sorry. I'm
don't be sorry
waiting with. Yeah.
So I like. That brings me full circle to like the country thing, because me being a small town, like I was always surrounded by country. Like my parents are from the city, so they didn't really listen to country much. So I didn't like grow up listening to country, but my high school was full of a bunch of Hicks, bunch of rednecks, bunch of like lifted trucks and all kinds of stuff. And I tried so hard to not be that. I tried so hard to like be the outsider, to wear the black skinnies, to have the swoopy long hair, to be I didn't wear like makeup or anything like that, but I did so much to not dress in camo and be that dude. So I like denied for a long time that I liked country, but bro, I was working at my pizza shop one day and a Brantley Gilbert song came on and I was like, dude, this is heavy as fuck. Like this is super sick. And then a Florida Georgia Line song came on and I was like, dude, this chorus is insane. Like what is happening? Do I like country? And then I just realized that I actually really liked country the whole time. And because I was like, oh yeah, I love Brooks and Dunn. Oh yeah, I love Garth Brooks. I love Leanne Rhymes. I love Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. You know, freaking all the greats, dude. Sarah Evans and Reba and Jody Messina. I love all of them. I loved it. I just loved it. And I was like, I do like country. And then I started falling in love with modern country. And then I went to a country show and I was like, wow, I fucking love this. And yeah, it was just, So
as a drummer, country production really puts drums at the forefront, which is what I love about it. Like drums sound like comparable to some 80s hair metal songs. Like you
want to know a fucking crazy story? All right, so you know in Nickelback's song Rockstar, when he was like, and what the hell is on Joey's head? You know he says that? Dude, so they're talking about a producer named Joey Moy. Joey Moy is the main producer out of the country label Big Loud. And that motherfucker recorded Nickelback for forever. Like did all the hit albums. And now he works in country and he's doing all the hit country albums. He does like Morgan Wallen, Hardy, all the big hitters right now. It's all Joey Moy. And dude, I had the opportunity. We were all at a bar one night and this is actually a pretty cool story. Because my boy drums for a Big Loud artist. And he's like part of the Big Loud scene. And his brother is like a writer over at Big Loud. We were all at this bar down in Nashville, and the Big Loud crew was like having a party. And Joey Moy showed up, and I'm like sitting here talking to my boy, and him and Joey are like best friends. They love each other. And I'm sitting here talking to my boy, and Joey walks in. I was like, holy fucking shit, dude, that's Joey. He was like, yeah, that's Joey, dude. Like, it's my fucking homie. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, that's right, you're part of Big Loud. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, and he was like, dude, you want me to introduce you? I was like, bro, I need you to introduce me. That dude has the best drum tones that have ever existed. Like, that dude has my favorite drum tones of all time. Or got the best drum tones of all time. And my favorite, it's from For All the Right Reasons on that Nickelback record. Those are like my idea drum tones. Every drum should sound like this. And he brought me over to him, and I was like, Joey, nice to meet you. All the Right Reasons is the best drum tones in the whole fucking world. Just needed to tell you that. Shook his hand, and he looked at me. He's like, dude, thank you so much. I'm so glad we're on the same page. Chug this White Claw. He had a fucking a big ass like tub of White Claws that he ordered from the bar, and he pulled one out and he's like, he said, chug this White Claw. And I was like, you don't know who you're talking to. And he was like, do it now. And I was like, all right, cracked it, shotgunned it, threw it down, and he goes, like I wouldn't fucking do it. And I looked at him, I crushed the can. I mean, it was like 3 second pull.
That is fucking Rockstar.
Crushed the
right
can,
there.
set it in front of him, and he just, looking at me like mouth open, jaw to the ground. And he was like, we need to hang out more. And I was like, yeah, we fucking do. And I haven't seen him since.
One of these days it will come back around, though. As
will.
we all know, these things
not.
don't go away for that long. I mean, everything comes full circle at some point.
At some point, he's going to look at my buddy and he's going to be like, dude, who was that guy that chugged the White Claw when I told him to? Like,
Absolutely. You are 100% right. It's shocking how many times things like that happen.
That guy was cool. That guy was awesome.
Yeah.
But
my gosh, that's amazing.
Just funny stories. I love it.
Well, so along those lines, so what, we've talked a lot about some of the things you've done. What do you see on the horizon for you? Things that you want to do, or a goal that you haven't achieved yet that you want to, like, what are the things that you have like in your dreams that you still want to work on?
So I manage and like write for a band right now. They're fucking incredible. They're called Devil's Cut. And the only reason I took it upon myself to do that was because they deserve everything.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the only vocalists that sounds like he does live on record, and he's incredible. So Siobhán, if you guys need a one spot for a headliner, please let your boy know.
Yeah.
Helps me out and saves you guys a little money.
Well, let's plug them. How can we at least follow them or find them?
They're called Devil's Cut. Their Instagram is Devil's Cut Music.
Okay.
They're on Spotify, they're on YouTube, they're on all the major platforms. They're rock, they're active rock with like a little twist of like pop country to them. They're fucking incredible. They have a great look. They're tour ready. They're just the best, man. They're awesome. Their vocalist is literally the living embodiment of he has a very like Chester Bennington style voice with also like his like kind of pop country tone. He can hit those crazy rasp screams, but also just hit the beautiful melodies that are just they're great, man. They're great. And they write with me. They write with like Cody from Wage War. They write with like some #1 hit country guys out in Nashville. They're awesome. Yeah. So check them out on Spotify, on Apple Music, whatever streaming you got.
Yeah. We'll put out links in the description to check
please.
That's amazing. I mean, how did you, that's a unique thing to get into, like as a performer, I mean, managing and working with bands. How did that, I mean, and go on if you had another thought, but I mean, how did you get into that? Like, where did that come from?
So I've always been like, I feel like I've always had like a pretty good like business mindset, and I'm always wanting to learn new things. So how this came along is their vocalist, Trey, he used to own a strip club. His family had a strip club, and it was handed down to him, and he owned a strip club that I bartended at. And he used to be in a band called Versus. And Miguel, who shoots my drum videos, he was shooting a music video for Versus. So Versus, they played a headlining show in Louisville, and it drew like 350 people. And I was like, okay, I've never heard of this band. Why are they headlining? I know everything about my city. What the fuck is going on? This is back when I lived in Kentucky. And because I'm from there. I'm from Kentucky. So that's like my scene. And so, I thought I knew everything about all the local bands that were going on because I love to keep up with like local artists. And so I'm like pissed off because this band I'd never heard of was headlining for 350 people. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So my buddy Miguel ends up shooting a music video for him. I listened to their EP and they're fucking garbage. They're awful. And so I ended up going, but I loved their vocalist. I loved his voice. They just needed help. They needed guidance. And so end up going to their music video shoot, kind of helping them choreograph, like, how to move and look like a real band. Didn't really work because they just didn't listen. And I was like, fuck you guys. And but I thought it was really intriguing that he owned a strip club. So I started just going to the strip club all the time and just like hanging out with him and drinking. I didn't even go for the strippers. I literally just went to the bar and was just drinking and hanging out with him because he was in a band. And so then I went and saw him live, and he just sounded insane. I was like, dude, I have to work with this kid. I have to make this band good. Like, so I sent him up to Andrew Bayless when he was in Cleveland. And they wrote an EP, came out really good. It was pretty standard, like active rock, like nothing crazy. Their image was like, what every other band was doing, like just looked good and, whatever, like bomber jacket, skinny jeans, NMD shoes, whatever. And two of the members ended up leaving and doing some other shit. And I looked at Trey and I was like, man, I had this idea of doing this like rock band with a country twist on it. Nobody's doing it. Country artists are doing more rock shit. Like, why can't rock people do a crossover to country? Why can't we do that?
Absolutely.
And he was like, yeah. He's like, you know what? That's fucking cool. Let's do that. And so, of course, us being from Kentucky, we were like, yeah, what should we call the band? We should call the band. And just Devil's Cut ended up being the name. And we were like, yeah, that sounds fucking cool. Like, whatever. So we called them Devil's Cut. We ended up recruiting members. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use my connections to get you guys to write with, we're going to do this the Nashville way. We're going to write with people where it's going to be professional. And just like every other professional band, you all go write with other people. And,
absolutely. Yeah.
So I send them down to Cody from Wage War, who's just one of the best writers in the world. And we start writing it. I tell them the idea and so we start writing hits, put out the first song and gets like over 100,000 YouTube views, over 100,000 streams. And I was like, okay, hold on. We might like actually have something here. And I get my marketing buddies and I was like, man, you know what? I think I should just like manage these guys. Like, I think I should just put the title of management on this and really just take the forefront. Like, I still have a whole lot of shit to learn. Like, they're doing like some contract stuff for some like festival work this year that I'm still trying to learn the ins and outs of and how to like go about it. Like, I still need to learn how to like trying to shop them to get them a booking agent and trying to shop them to get them a label and so on and so forth. I mean, I'd love for them to stay independent, but them pulling out of their pockets for music videos is starting to become a law.
Oh yeah. No, but this is amazing that you stepped into that. That is like, I just love everything that you're talking about. Go on. That's amazing.
So I'm like really like trying to step into this role of like, I was like, man, maybe this could be an awesome like thing. And also like, these guys are way too good in doing something so different that no one else in this rock world has seen. And they look different than literally everyone. They literally look like white trash fucking rednecks from Kentucky. And like, but they're out here writing sicker riffs than half the bands that are getting signed. But I feel like a lot of these labels and booking agents are so scared to like take on something new that, I'm starting to have like a difficult time trying to just get them anything. But, cause it's a tricky slope, but I don't know if you get 2 songs, if you've released 4 songs and 2 of them got picked up on Octane without a label and it was all organic and nobody had to say anything. Like, I think that shows that you have something. And I was like, I mean, nothing I ever did got on Octane except for Sylar, but we had label support behind us.
Sure.
And Devil's Cuts released 2 songs that have both went to Octane with no help. And I'm like, all right, we might have like something here. So I'm working my butt off, and I stepped into the management role, and like I just think these guys deserve to be heard and deserve. Then they put on a crazy show, man. These motherfuckers brought out hay bales on stage and had like shooting targets. Like they put up hunting blinds on a drum riser.
That's amazing.
Amazing. They're fitting the whole image. Like,
that's awesome.
These guys just party and love to have a good time. And I'm so happy for them. And we're getting them there. So I was like, you know what? I need to take over this role. Nobody's noticing them. Like, I'm noticing them and we're going to make this happen.
That's amazing.
Awesome, Yeah. We're coming up on the end of our second hour here.
Damn it!
You are a fucking oracle. This is amazing. Wow.
This is so fun. Dang.
Yeah, I'm so glad. Oh, it was so great to have you join us. I mean, so many stories. We clearly need to do another few rounds of this because there's just so much untouched territory here.
Yeah. Dude, we could just stay on here for another hour if you want to get episode 3, and I'm here. You let me know. I know everybody else is probably trying to go to bed. I'm gonna stay up and party a little bit, but you know.
Only if you shotgun a White Claw right now.
I'll shotgun a Busch Light for you.
I was always told in rock and roll, leave them wanting a little more.
I got fresh Busch Light in the fridge that I could shotgun for you right now if that's what you want.
Look,
oh my gosh.
We're not going to stop you from doing that, but we're also not going to record.
Oh, hell yeah.
Guys,
I love
this will be the grand finale.
Yeah, obviously, if you're just listening to this episode, I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Make sure you go back and check out the YouTube channel.
2020-d.com. It'll get you to everywhere you want to go, whether you want to hear it or see it, but you should probably see it.
All right, and now we were about to get a live on the cast shotgun of a Busch Light. First time ever on 2020.
He's going full Bush.
Yes.
That's a full
there it
blown
is.
Jordan
That was
W.
the fastest shotgun I've ever seen in my life.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Anybody time that?
I was just saying, that was the fastest shotgun I've ever seen in my life, like world record worthy.
Hey, I'm here for the challengers. Anybody want to challenge your boy? Bring it on.
We're going to throw that gauntlet to the next guest. I don't see.
If you set the record, I don't think anyone can win. I don't think anyone can win against that. That was insane.
I was going to say, if you were a chick, a lot of people would want to marry you, but then I'd realize that no, probably a lot of people were turned on by the fact that you just did that. That was superhuman, man. But let me tell you something. So first off, if you wanted to know, like, are you brandable this way? I 1 million gajillion.
A 1,000,000%.
Patillion percent. What you are, like a Kenny Powers meets country meets plays fucking rock and roll. Like you are rock and roll. And the fact is like you're a super nice guy. And I'm sure if you do funny stuff and you are just who you are naturally, that maybe like if someone watches like 1 or 2 videos, maybe they won't get it. But like anyone that watches you for a long time period of time will get it, and they are going to be engaged. And I encourage anybody that hasn't seen Cody Ash, go to YouTube and watch this dude fucking annihilate the drums through all these amazing songs. And I will say, you said this on the show, that you don't overplay. And that was one of the things that made me really, really like it, because first off, you don't overplay, but when you do hit those like fucking beautiful, like little, like, it's so meaningful and powerful, and your drum sound is fucking rad, dude. So I appreciate that.
Let me preface this though. On my YouTube videos, I for sure, I definitely do. I think I do a good job of like just playing to the song, but there are definitely parts that I was like, I'm for sure going to overplay this. But when I was talking about the not overplaying thing, I was more so referring to like live.
Right.
Of course, I think there is a difference. There's a division there. I agree.
In a drum, hold on. But if I'm watching as a plebeian a 4 fucking minute drum cover, I want to see you do something, dude. So in that context, where you have all these fucking dudes that are pulling out some Todd Sucherman shit within the first 3 seconds, like that, you don't need to do that. You don't need to be Mike Portnoy. You aren't that dude. You play with like that real, like you just play fucking strong and hit hard, like that, almost like that Dave Grohl hit hard. But like again, like I want to say, and I hope this is not an insult, but almost like a Carter Beauford thing, like when you do the fills, it's like that's so attack.
Hey, I just call it Cody Ash, you know.
There you go, right?
Cody Ash is the brand.
It's crazy
that is the brand.
accurate.
Yeah, man, I love it, man. I love playing. I'm here for it.
No, we have learned so much from you. Like I'm amazed at how insightful you are. I mean, I knew you were amazing, and you're such a genuine, down to earth person, and an amazing musician, and a very insightful musician, but also just super intelligent. And you have so many great things to say. I mean, I'm just really excited for everyone that's listening just to tune in and really listen to this stuff.
Yeah, drummer's smart. She did not think that a drummer could be smart, and I understand that because that's a thing.
Oh my God.
It is a thing. Hey, that is a thing. I've heard that saying a whole lot. And some of us drummers, we're a character. I tell you that much. But and I mean, anybody that is listening to this, and anybody that's just curious about me, I might look like a super douche, but I just love talking. I love meeting people. I like to have a good time. So if anybody ever sees me out in public, just please don't ever hesitate to come. Just say hi and give me a hug, because that's just me.
No, that's amazing. When I met you, I could tell that was totally who you are. And I love that, because that's what I aim for myself too. Is just, I love people, and everyone's on a journey at a different point. And it's really beautiful to meet people and to have a moment,
And
so
I think you're supposed to meet certain people on your journey too. And obviously me and you were supposed to meet that day. And now, look what came of it. Now we're friends, and now this happened. And now anytime I see you on the road, I'm just going to come up and give you a big hug, and I'm going to give your
a shot of Jameson.
A hug, and we're going to drink alcohol, and it's going to be beautiful.
And I'll slowly shotgun a Busch Light at about 1/5 the speed.
Hey, that's okay. Hey, you know what is, as long as you will try the Busch Light, that is all that matters. Busch Light is the Nickelback of fucking beer, and so many people are so quick to knock on Busch Light, not knowing that Anheuser-Busch makes half of their fucking beers that they like. So get out of here. But
you are a genius when it comes to marketing. I mean, so many great one-liners. It's like, amazing.
So good.
Well, can I ask you, on behalf of Cory and myself, when Jellyroll comes to Boston, can we come see you guys? Because I feel like we need to witness this. Like, I mean, the way that Siobhán
you guys have
described,
to. It's an experience. It's a full experience.
God, please, hey, I'll tell you right now, we're in Worcester, we're in Worcester, April 1st. Next week.
Shit.
We're in Worcester in a week and a half.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my
fuck.
gosh!
Whoa, bro. All right.
You guys have to go.
April 1st.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
can't.
All right, it's in the
April
calendar.
Fool's Day.
Please,
All right,
please
dude.
come.
I will try to convince my fiance to take a ride down to Worcester. That's my hometown, dude.
If she doesn't, I'll be your date, Ben. Don't worry.
Oh, actually, that's a great idea.
You guys have to see it. Yeah, an absolutely incredible experience.
I want to come see you, man. I love the Palladium. First off, that's where Cory and I first saw Starset. So why did we see
played
you
there a few times. Yeah, it's an experience.
I literally just played. It's so funny. I literally just so the Palladium was the last show of the tour I was just on. So I played Palladium. Played Palladium on Sunday.
Oh my God!
And then flew home last night. And then in a week and a half, we play Palladium again.
Go figure. Tour life. It never ends. You think it's going to change, but it never does.
No, it just goes to show that Worcester draws you back into that fucking vapid piece of shit.
We always end back up at the same places.
You can never get away from it.
Yeah. Cody Ash Drums on Instagram, Twitter. Check him out on YouTube. Check out Devil's Cut. So much stuff going on. We're going to have every link in the description. And we definitely can't wait to see what you have coming up next, man.
Jellyroll, the Palladium, April 1st, which is probably past when this is going to be. Are we going to be able to release this on that time? No, this is going to be after it. Spoiler.
This actually might be. This is the next 2 Sundays. This is coming out. So this is episodes the day after the show. So. It was a great show, man. It was so good.
There'll be a tour. There'll be a tour with other dates that everybody should check out. They should check out your tour dates for sure.
Yeah,
it's like a religion, dude. You were so fucking awesome live. I can't even. It was great being able to hang out and like fucking chill with you, bro.
Dude, it's been an honor and a pleasure being here, man. It's been great. Siobhán, obviously, I love the hell out of you.
Oh, same.
Cory, Ben, it's been so great talking.
Our pleasure,
with you guys.
man.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, we gotta line up our tour schedules and see when we're in the same place, because I gotta see you in person again.
Oh, it's gonna happen, and
it's gonna happen for sure.
It's for sure happening this year, and obviously, if you guys ever want me back on, please.
Oh my God, we totally will. We need to do more parts for sure. There's way more to cover.
Part 3.
Thank you for coming on, dude. We really appreciate you.
We will certainly be in touch, guys. 2020-d.com. Do all the things that you're supposed to do, like and subscribe, and we
Cody
will
Ash everywhere.
See you guys next time.
We'll see you guys later.
I'm kind of addicted to being wrong, right? Like when you wrong, you learn something. And when you like, and I think when I was younger, it was like 24, 25, whatever, you have a very definitive view of the world. And then when you start to realize that you're wrong about things, you go, oh, okay, so I gotta like, you know, there's so much inherent biases that we have. So if let's say I'm Mr. Left-wing person, right? There's certain information that's gonna be appealing to me because it reinforms the way I see the world, you know, reaffirms the way I see the world. And there's certain stuff that if I accept it to be true, it would dismantle my whole identity. So I can't let it, I have to ignore the stuff so when you start getting rid of that and you go, actually, what I want to do is hear information that's counter to what I believe, because it's going to make me, either I'm going to learn to be true and I'll evolve and I'll expand my scope on something, or it'll kind of like make you realize, oh, I'm kind of on the right path and I have things figured out.